disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partner, Joe Hartley. What's up, man?
What's up, Gene?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network. On Monday, you got the Winner Circle with myself, Isaiah Gathings, Chris Walker, and Angel DF. Wednesdays, the traditional way with Brett Shumway. Thursdays is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Joe, it is showtime. What's happening, man?
What's going on, Gene? You know what? The kids went back today. Wife back to school, so teaching, and everything was pretty good. So they all came home. They're a little tired, but that's expected. They kind of getting back into the groove of things. So it seems like their classes went pretty well. So we'll see how the rest of the year goes. And as far as my wife, she said everything went pretty good for today, even though she found out right before school started that the principal is moving up. So she's losing her principal in about 2 weeks.
How much higher can a principal go? Will they become a superintendent?
Yeah, she's doing administration somewhere, but
Okay.
I think I don't know if that's the ultimate or what for a teacher, but she's very highly educated. She's really good at her job, so I don't think it's a surprise. I think kind of, late to be doing. I feel like that's something you should have figured out in the summer, but maybe that's how that stuff works. I don't know. So yeah, they don't even know who the new principal is. We'll see what happens. So she really likes her principal, so she'll probably end up with someone good. They got some pretty good people in there.
Okay.
Other than that,
so the assistant principal doesn't automatically step into that job?
good question. I don't know if they have an assistant principal at elementary level.
I did at my school, so I just assumed all schools did.
And now you're gonna have me ask her because I know all the office people. I know the principal. Like I've met all these people, and I just don't remember meeting somebody with that title. So I'll have to find out now.
Okay, all right.
So that's interesting. I never even thought about that. And yeah, because I remember in middle school and high school, but I don't remember my elementary having it. But I gotta think that's kind of what that's about, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, it would make sense. I'm interested. Now, see, I'm going to have to go ask later. Other than that, I did some couple of fantasy football leagues, including the Inside Scoop League. That went pretty well. We had fun with that. And then on top of that, I did run my first podcast. I'm a part of 2 podcasts, but now I'm running my own, and that was interesting, man. It took me about a month to prepare for all that, get everything that I needed, get the guys together, and then like the day that we all decided we're gonna podcast, one guy's like, "Wait a second, I'm gonna be in Chicago that day." I'm like, "Dude, we've been talking about this for a week. What the heck?" And on top of that, I actually had an in-person fantasy draft that I forgot about, but I said, it's online, but we all like to get together every year, and so I skipped that just to do the podcast because I was so excited. So he figured it out, but it was really funny. And then it took me a minute to navigate StreamYard. I was kind of practicing and picking up what I could and YouTube and a few things, but once I got into it, it went pretty smooth. Everything, the intro worked, the outro worked. We had pretty much everything went pretty good, and everyone sounded good. At the beginning, we had to do some sound check changes. A lot of them, one was on a computer, 2 were on their phone. So
okay.
But I listened to it later because I was like, do I have to hit Trav up to see if I can like get something to clean this up? But everyone came through pretty good.
It is called a voice enhancer.
Voice enhancer?
That's what Travis was experimenting with us before, and he's not using it anymore. I wish he would go back to it because I like how it sounded on the with
right.
voice enhancer.
We all sound crystal clear and so.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. So I hope he goes back to adding that to it. But he said something about when he did it, it kind of he can't add that with the music in the stream.
Oh,
so it has to be separate. I guess has to be added in because then it makes the music louder also. So he said that was disruptive. So we have to find a way of adding that without that part of it. So it's going to be some extra steps when it comes to producing, I think. So.
And then the other thing, Friday, I try to make it to as many of Mike, aka G Money's wrestling promotions. Mm-hmm. One, they're close by, they're very entertaining. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times Mike will just be like, hey man, if you come out, I'll send you 5 tickets or something like that or whatever. But this dude, he put me in VIP, so he put me right up front.
Yeah, man.
I was like, I didn't even notice. I felt so bad when we got there because I was like, oh man, but I thanked him, and it was an entertaining show. It went really well. Like I said, I think I sent a thing to you about one of the matches was a fatal 3-way tag team match. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, I don't know if these guys planned it this way or not, but they kept slingshotting people into the crowd. 5 guys got slingshotted into the crowd. So there was just one guy standing in the middle of the ring, and 2 of them almost hit my wife and son. And a lady next to them dropped her drink and everything. And I was like, man, these guys don't care. They like getting into the crowd. A couple of times they were in the crowd messing around and everything. It was really funny.
As a kid, I love this. But now
we will love that stuff.
Yeah, but now as an adult, all I see is lawsuits. That's all I see now. And I'm surprised there haven't been more lawsuits. Maybe there has, and we just haven't heard of them.
Honestly, I think most of the people up front like that are friends and family and probably
no.
Know them. So they're
no. I didn't mean Mike's thing.
No, I know.
I meant like, AEW, because AEW is definitely wild, and they're always in a crowd and throwing stuff and everything, man. And some of the wilder independent shows, like what is that? Pro Wrestling Gorilla, I think it's PWG, and it's another one in California that see something. I don't know, but some of those are pretty wild, man. And it seems like, man, I hope they probably have people signing a waiver before they go into those shows, man, because they are in the audience wrestling and fighting and doing all types of wild stuff, man. So
we were laughing because he comes out as a manager because I guess he got hurt in a couple months ago. So he came out like 4 times as the manager for his Money family. Mm-hmm. And so anybody he represents, because he's a heel, he's right 100% a heel. They boo him all. They just boo him, and I just laugh at it because I'm like, we're like, this is just Mike being Mike, and he's
it is
heel, but then he's drawing more people into his heel persona because like he's got this one kid. He actually brought him to your uncle's tournament. He's 19. I talked to him a lot. 24 karat gold, right? Mm-hmm. This kid is the nicest kid. The first time I see a Mike wrestle, this kid came out. I thought he was a face. He wasn't getting booed and stuff. He came out and everything. Man, they were booing him, and then everybody in the ring went after him. They were literally triple, quadruple teaming this guy. Like he would get hit, and then the next guy would throw another guy into him and throw another and smack it. I was like, dude, what did this guy do to piss everyone off? What did I miss? So it was really funny. So, they put on a good show. Mm-hmm. Prices for it aren't bad, and I love that it's close to me. So, 10, 15-minute drives for that kind of entertainment for a couple hours. It's great. The kids loved it. They had a good time. They've never really been to many wrestling shows, so they enjoyed it.
Did Mike incorporate you into the show at all? Did he say anything to you on the mic or? Nah,
not this. A few months ago, he had mentioned some karate people being there and mentioned my dad and got a little emotional. But since then, The only thing he said, I texted him when I got there because the match I came in on, Alex Weir, I think he trains with your uncle, and I think he trained with Mr. Prame.
Okay.
With Sensei Prame. So I recognized the name and the face. And so I just text Mike. I was like, dude, isn't this a karate guy? And he goes, yeah. And he told me he trains with Richard, and he came out under Prame. I was like, oh, okay. He was throwing turning back kicks. He was throwing roundhouse kick, like nice roundhouse kicks and everything. So I was like, man, I think more karate people should do that if they're wrestling, man. Like he did some sweet chin music. It was nice. He looked good.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty much my weekend for the most part. Like I had a good time. I got a few more fantasy drafts. And I'm just trying to get the guys together to put out episode number 2 and see how it is perceived.
All right.
What you been up to?
What's the name of your show again, man?
The Flex Bros Fantasy Football Podcast. If you I typed in the Flex Bros, I just abbreviated it because it sounds better to me, and it came right up.
Good. So yeah, man, good luck with that show. Like I said, I just downloaded, so I'm definitely gonna listen to your first episode tomorrow. And I was listening to you talk about how it was doing your first show. It's gonna be interesting in a couple of years when you go back and listen to it and you critique yourself, because a few years from now you're gonna be way better. I have not listened to Mike's first shows, so I haven't gone back. So I'm probably gonna cringe if I ever go back and listen to those first couple of episodes that me and Mike did.
But even you, myself, and Angel first shows, like we had some pretty good shows and we had some really good movies to talk about. But you get 3-4 people together for the first time, whether it's on camera or in person, like you gotta find a groove. It's not just gonna show up and be like, okay, we got this. Like some people might probably practice, and everything. So you're gonna be talking over each other. You're gonna be, messing things up, and that's just how you get the ball rolling. But after 4, 5, 6 shows, you just kind of get into a groove, and what people are doing and what they're trying to do. And sometimes, we talk over each other because we want to be heard more. That's all. It is what it is. But I think that's you just got to keep with it. Don't get upset if it doesn't go well the first 4, 5, 6 shows, man. You'll find your spot and where you want to be.
Yeah, everything improves over time, man. As long as you keep going, it can't help but to get better, So
yeah.
Yeah, man. So I went to Indianapolis for work. I was down there visiting my stores, make sure everybody is doing good. And man, Indianapolis was good, man. All of my stores were good. I really didn't have as much work to do down there as I thought I was going to do, man. My stores down there are really, doing their damn thing, and my numbers are good. So I didn't really have a lot to do. So I just went in and showed my face, checked up on them, make sure they was all good, and gave them the thumbs up and kept moving, man. So
that's nice.
It was super easy. Went down, knocked out the Fort Wayne stores first, and then went down to Indianapolis, knocked those out. So I went down there Thursday. Melissa went with me. So it's funny because she's still working on Thursday. So as I'm driving, she's on her laptop working.
Oh wow! That would make me so sick. I'm a car sick person, so like I can barely look at my phone.
Wow, really?
In the car. Like that's probably just about it. But I won't play too many games or watch a movie. Like I'll listen to something, or if the game doesn't have a whole lot going on. But yeah, I'll get sick doing. If I'm doing work or reading something, yeah, it's no good.
I can't concentrate when I'm reading. I mean, I can't do that when I'm driving in the car. Not me actually doing.
No, I get you. If you're riding in the car.
If I'm a passenger,
that would be amazing.
Yeah, let me check out this magazine, or let me read these comics while I'm driving. No, that's not happening. But yeah, man, we got down there Thursday. We got back last night, Sunday. We got back Sunday. I jumped on the mic, and me and Isaiah, we did Winter Circle last night, so that was cool. But overall, man, me and Melissa.
When did you guys drop that? I didn't see it come out yet.
Travis just dropped it this evening, about 4 hours ago.
Good. I'm excited.
We had a good show,
man. I want you guys to keep going with that.
We talk. You know what? It's not us. We're not doing the shows on purpose.
No, I know it's hard. It's hard, man.
It is.
Even 2 people, let alone 3 people. It's hard.
Yeah. So so last night it was just me and Isaiah. Chris couldn't make it, and Angel's taking time off from podcasting right now. So it was just me and Isaiah, man. But we had a good show, man. We talked about uh the Jake Paul and Tank Davis fight. We talked about that. We talked about whether Clarissa Shields and Layla Ali were going to fight. We talked
I like that topic.
we
I had
talked
to
about
look into the topic a little more.
we talked about Canelo and Crawford fight. And then we talked about some jiu-jitsu, and Isaiah did his move of the week. So we had a really, really good show. So make sure you guys check out the Winner Circle. It came out on Monday because, as you know, as you're listening to Fist Kicks and Flicks, it should be Thursday that you're listening to this. So go back and listen to Winner Circle and check that podcast out. And also don't forget about Flex Bros with Joe and his homeboys. So yeah, man. So actually I got back yesterday afternoon, not evening, because we had to go and finish school shopping for the kids, get them ready for today also. So Champ had 2 lists that I had to go to. So, man, I went to Family Dollar, I went to Walmart, I went to Target because stuff wasn't in the stores, man. So I had to bounce around a little bit, Then we knocked out the grocery shopping because we had been gone for a few days. So came back, had to go grocery shopping, and then just jump right into it, So luckily today was my admin day, so I did not have to go out and do store visits. I got to work from home today, so I got to stay home and work and have conference calls and meetings and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That was pretty much it. I don't think too much. We didn't do too much traveling around outside in Indianapolis after work. We just went to our normal spots to get dinner. We went to a new mall that we did not know was down there. Walked around that. And that was pretty much it, man.
Right, not too bad.
Yep. So, but let's talk about from the world of John Wick, Ballerina, and off the rip, Joe. I got a little issue with it. I had but it was a storytelling issue.
Yes, go ahead.
So basically, this movie takes place. It seems like it's taking place during the first John Wick movie.
I think it's the second one because the second one is where he has to go see Angelica Houston's character to get out of the current situation he's in.
Okay, so I thought that happened in the first movie because I remember them saying it was just a puppy, this, that, and the other, and they were talking about it. So I thought that he went to them to get back into that clan.
No, so I
thought that happened in the first movie.
He had the blood coin or a ticket for something for her to punch that she owed him. And so to owe him, she had to remove him from the Assassin's Guild, but then put him on a path to get away.
Okay. Well, that still doesn't that still messes me up then because of his involvement in this movie.
Well, so that you got to remember. So that part where they showed her talking to him about how she gets out or whatever, she was just got there for that. Then it was 12 years later.
No. She was.
Oh yeah, you're right. She was training, so it was 12 years after that. So yeah. So it was during 2 and before 3 and 4. So
okay, so that's what my issue was because in 2. Weren't assassins coming for him because he broke the deal and got back into it, and he was complaining in either the second or third movie that he technically was not back. He was saying like, hey, I just did this for my dog, just to, get him back because of what they did to me and they killed my dog. So they made a point in 3 and 4 of kind of going back to that. So if he wasn't technically back, why would he be in this movie? That's what my issue was.
They didn't need him in this movie. They wanted him in this movie because he's John Wick. You have to put him in it.
No.
They didn't need to.
But I mean story-wise, because
I agree. They didn't need him in it.
In 2, 3, and 4, he was like saying like, hey, I I'm not really back. I'm not an assassin. But in this movie, he's doing work. And it's like, wait a minute. Why would he be doing work? Because he wanted people to leave him alone in 2, 3, and 4. Because he was saying that he wasn't back.
I think he had no choice but to answer her for her work because she was the one getting him out in her own way. So I don't know.
Or why did he in the second movie? Why did she owe him? Was this maybe this was the payback? Maybe this is why she owed him. Did they ever say? No. Okay, so maybe this is why then. Maybe this was the favor.
We may never know that. We may never know.
Which makes it, I mean that would be the only thing that would make sense. Otherwise, why would he be in this movie? Back to work.
I think they just pigeonholed him in the movie and just made the best story they could. Because at the beginning of this movie, you see a young girl. She's in a police station. She's got blood on her face, and she's looking at a ballerina toy. And then they go back and kind of tell the story. And this is going to be our main character. Like, you have to assume that's what's going to happen. And so you got her and her dad. And I'm not really sure where they are because they seem like they're on the run, but they have bodyguards. So why do you have bodyguards if you're on the run? So I guess they're important people. And then we don't know why, but there's these assassins, a whole bunch of them coming after them. These assassins are different than the normal assassin because they show up with like crossbows. They don't have guns, they have crossbows. And then he barely has a weapon because until he gets a weapon from the assassins, he's throwing smoke bombs. That's your only weapon? You're just going to throw some smoke bombs? That killed me. I was like, whoa, man, you're supposed to like eventually we find out he knows people are coming for him. So whatever he did to piss this group off, which we're going to find out, but all you have in stock is some smoke bombs? That messed me up a little bit. So, of course, his daughter's upstairs. He's fighting off these assassins with smoke bombs, and he's got some kind of skills. So he's got some talent, some John Wick-esque talent to him. And,
I thought it might have been his brother. I thought it might have been his brother.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. But, I mean, I'll just give it away right now. He's a part of a different Assassin's Guild, but they refer to him later as a cult. So it's similar to the John Wick Assassin Guild, but they have a truce with each other to stay away from each other. And so they have tattoos on their back, just like John Wick, probably the name of the facility or cult or whatever you want to call it. And then they have an X tattoo on their wrist, which I guess, I don't know how that also represents, but all these people have that. So they're being sent from this cult that we find out about later. And they want him dead, and they want the daughter. And now this is the part that's weird to me because they're at the beginning, they're talking about her sister who's gone. And then why do they want the girl over him? And when they do finally capture him, and they don't get the little girl, he tells the guy, we gave you everything. We taught you how to fight. We gave you a wife, one of our women. Like, he didn't refer to this guy's wife. He said, we gave you one of our women. So apparently women in this cult are very precious. And so they don't just give them out like candy. They're like, they find someone they feel worthy. They give them this wonderful wife. And then for some reason, they want the children of the wives, of these wives that they handpicked and the husband. So, but they have to be a part of this cult, I guess. And they don't necessarily explain this. Like, it's never, I don't know why, but it's never really explained why they need these children and why these women are so special.
I think you missed I think you missed the point. They did explain it.
Did they? I must have missed it.
They explained it at the end, but I think you're going to touch on it, so I'm not going to say it right now. I'll wait till later on.
So I will say they picked a really creepy guy to be the head of this cult because, in fact, he kind of reminded me of the dude who's the head of the Continent. Yep. At first, I thought it was like a younger version of him, but then I figured out no, this is a different guy.
I did too. Yep.
So the dad basically says, like, I just wanted my daughter to have a normal life. I needed to get her away from you guys. Da 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 da. But of course, this guy, he's on his own planet. he's talking about fate and how fate did this, not, anything. You can't run away from fate, blah, blah, blah. So he's a believer. They got all these, culty ideas, and he kills the father. And I don't really know how the little girl got away.
She was he got her away. He got her
The
away.
dad did, yeah.
Yeah, he got
But
her
it seemed
away.
like that guy was still in the, because so when he first confronts him, he gives him a choice. He says some BS by how one bullet can change everything, blah blah blah. So he gives him a gun with one bullet in it and says, "Shoot yourself, and I don't kill you and your daughter. I mean, I don't kill you, your daughter, or shoot me, and then I kill everybody you and your daughter, blah 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 blah." Which I was like, I don't know. I know which one I'd choose. I'd be like, and he kind of did. I mean, he didn't get to shoot that guy, but he shot everybody but that guy. And then he blew up his house. Now, I'm assuming the house they gave him in the cult.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
It just, I don't know. It seemed like more of a, it didn't seem like a house he could get on his own, but I don't know what he did for work. Maybe they paid him handsomely as an assassin.
They didn't explain all of that.
But if that's the case, like, why wouldn't you just find a different house?
Yeah. Well, they were like on the water, or they were by some water, and the dad had got shot when they were running out the house. But he made sure that they got out of the house before it exploded. And
he got out, the daughter got out, and the main guy got out. Everybody else he blew up.
Yeah, but the main guy didn't know where they went. So yeah. And
I was just waiting for him to like pop up after this dude died and be like, come with me, do you want to see your sister or your mom, or I don't know. But so anyhow, so of course she's upset when the police show up and everything. And then our favorite, why can't I figure out who this guy's name is? Our favorite Continental boss, Winston, shows up, and he basically explains to her like kind of what happened and everything, but tells her, I got people that will take care of you and will basically train you for revenge if you want. And so she walks away with him, which I think is nuts, because does he have these police in his back pocket? Like, police aren't just going to let some random person walk in and take you away.
I think so, because remember in the first John Wick movie, the police officers knew who John Wick was.
Yeah.
So I think I think they have a connection with the police.
It's really the only thing that makes sense, because why? I don't know. It was weird. So she shows up, and she meets the director. That's the name they've given Angelica Houston. And like I said, we've seen her in some of the other John Wicks, so we know of her. We know of this place and how it works. But it seemed like John Wick had ties there too. So what they explain in this movie is the girls don't really train to be assassins as much as they train to be, they called them Comoras.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to, the people they were hired, they weren't hired to kill people. They were hired to protect people.
Right. That's the difference between them and the people that's part of the Continental.
Yeah. But so what I want to know is, did John Wick grow up here too? Because it made it sound like he did. And they had men there too, but did the men get different assignments than the women? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because John Wick wasn't hired to protect people. John Wick was hired to kill people.
Yeah. Yeah, because I got to say, I thought this was the house that he was part of this clan.
That's what I'm saying.
That's yeah. So but
what did they call them? The Romanesco, something like that.
Roman. Oh man,
something Russian.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they have different groups and different sets, and maybe John was part of another set that was affiliated within this group. That's the only thing I could think of. Because you're right.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, she meets a trainer who's gonna show her the ropes of what to do here. Her name is Nagi, Nogi, played by Sarah Duncan Brewster, who I liked her in this. I thought she was a pretty good teacher. Kind of a Miyagi kind of character, almost a little mystical, a little whatever, but fancy jewelry and all that. So she basically takes her under her wing and teaches her lessons on how to get better. But they front as a ballerina show. And that's like during the day. And apparently she stinks at being a ballerina because she's like trying really hard and she keeps trying and her feet are all messed up. I hate ballerina movies that show their feet and what they go through. Because man, like, they got messed up toes and bloody and like that is, and I know that's real.
And her name is Eve, also. Don't forget.
Yeah, her name is Eve, and I thought I said that already, but I probably forgot. So, even as the assassin portion of her training, she's good, but like she's still lacking. So, her trainer keeps telling her. She keeps giving her tips and keeps kind of boosting her up to try and help her. At one point, she's fighting this guy and she keeps getting stomped by this dude. And she goes, what could you have done better? And she's like, he's just bigger than me. That's why I lost. She goes, no, you're a girl. Use what you got to beat this dude. Play dirty, basically, if you have to. Don't treat him like he's your equal. Treat him like you're better than him. And that right there made sense. She was pretty good with the gun. I mean, she had that go for her, but the fighting and the ballerina stuff, she had to get better at. And slowly but surely she does, to the point where, she was getting thrown around by the same dude for a while. And then after Nagi trying to kind of gave her some pointers, she kicked the crap out of this dude. And then it looked like everything was over and done. And then she just kicked him right between the legs. Like, that's mean.
Yeah. And then also, she was
I
getting
have a problem with that.
But she was shooting also. She was she kept on getting out, but then she refocused herself, and then she was going through that little what do you call it? It was like almost like a maze.
Oh yeah. So the maze training, it was almost like police training, but it was was set up to have someone to protect. So you have to protect this person at all costs, even at your own behest. And she kept, she'd get halfway through and then get shot, or her, the person she was saving would get shot. And so she kept doing that, but then she kept improving, getting better until like she just kicked the crap out of the course. And they changed it up. They didn't just keep it the same. So all comes down to it, just like most of these movies, there's always this big training scenes. You're seeing all the progression, you're seeing them get better, and then at the end there's some kind of test. So one of the movies, I forget what it was, at the end, I think it was the King something. I wonder if those would qualify. I mean, under our idea of movies, we should watch those. I have to remember.
I know what you're talking about. It's like in Britain, right?
Yeah.
The
first couple are really, really good.
I saw the first one. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're pretty good movies and pretty fun to watch. But
I can't remember the name of the damn movie.
Yeah, it's like King's Road or King's Son or something like that. I know it starts with King. Oh, Kingsmen.
Yes,
Kingsmen. Yeah, and they're trained assassins, and at a young age they train them. And at the end, they give them all a pet, and at the end they have to kill the pet to prove their worth. Like that's this reminded me of. I know it is. It's very messed up. But it's so funny because in this one, they put a former worker, maybe someone I guess they're looking to retire, and they put her in a room with that person, and you have to build your gun and shoot. Whoever wins, I mean, if you get shot, obviously you lost. And the girl looks at her, and she goes, "Who are you?" She goes, "I'm you in 10 years." And then they build their guns real quick, and it looks like the other girl's gonna win and shoot her. But she gets hers on her first, and it looks like she's not going to take the shot. But, man, she takes that shot because what I did forget to mention at the beginning when her dad was in this situation, she did save her dad when she was like 10 years old. Shot, one of the guys that was gonna get him. And she went back to that memory during this part.
That actress who played her, she looked familiar. Have we seen her in something else before?
Yeah, a couple of other things.
Yeah, okay. She looked really, really familiar. I almost thought that
Anna de Armas has been in a lot of stuff.
I almost thought that she was in that other ballerina movie that we watched, and I couldn't remember or not. But she seemed familiar. I definitely have seen her in other movies.
This is the part you're talking about where they see people talking in a like coming up the stairs, and she overhears it. And in Russian, they say it was just a puppy, and he says it's more than a puppy. So we know who that is. We don't have to see who it is.
Yeah,
we know that's John Wick they're talking to. If you've watched all the John Wick movies and everything, so she has a fast conversation with him, talking about how do I get out of here, and he says the front door is unlocked. You can get out whenever you want. But she meant like, how do I get out of here and start killing? You know, and she already passed the test, but you know they're not going to release you out until they feel like you're ready. So, and I think he was trying to tell her differently, like, no, just leave. You don't want to be a part of this. And she was like, yeah, I kind of do.
You know what, man? I'm not saying this to be mean, so don't take it this way, okay?
No, that's fine.
It's not about you, but
right?
Keanu Reeves is not a good actor, but it fits. The way he acts fits John Wick.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, like the way that he acts is no different than Neo to me, which is no different from anything I've ever seen him do. Except for Bill and Ted, you know, he was a surfer dude in Bill and Ted. He was a surfer type dude, and also that movie, The Parenthood, he was like a surfer type dude. So it's like he's
I forgot about The Parenthood.
a drab. He's either a drab actor. I mean, not a superhero, but a drab martial artist in a movie with no personality. Or he's a surfer dude, like in Parenthood and Bill and Ted, you know. But other than that, I don't see him doing anything else. It's probably the same way in Speed.
Speed, yeah, pretty much was actually. Now I think about it.
Yeah, but
real even keel, nothing really got to him.
Yeah, I mean, he was just so plain faced in this movie. He was just, and even his voice. But to me, it fits John Wick. Like if Will Smith did this role, like, he would have been trying to overact a little bit, you know. So anyway, go ahead, continue.
So she finally gets her first mission, and the mission, she's got to protect some oligarch from some other, I don't know, tribe or something they called it. And the idea is this: the father who hired them, I guess, is worried that this other tribe or whatever is coming to get her. To ransom. And sure enough, you know, she gets a profile of her charge and the people who could be coming after her. She goes to a nice nightclub. She finds her the one she has to protect, her Kimura, and you know she's dressed in a real sparkly dress, and she's got on a fur coat. And she just walks in, and they only give her a gun that, you know, that's not even a gun. It's got rubber bullets, and it's got it's 3D printed.
Yeah, I thought it was a setup. Why would you give her a gun with that had rubber bullets?
And then even when the guy they said could be coming to get her shows up, she sits back and waits. She's like, oh, we don't know if he's a threat yet. And then like 2 seconds later, she's like, oh, he's a threat. So she drops her coat, takes out a little rubber gun. The crazy thing is, so this movie did a lot of interesting stuff. So this fight was on a nightclub, but the nightclub was on ice.
Oh, that's what was going on. Okay.
Yeah, when she slid her foot across backwards, because if you notice, she was on ice, but I mean, 3 or 4 times she got knocked down the ice stairs. So she's like, the first part of this fight, she was kind of getting her butt handed to her until she got her footing, and this girl was getting farther and farther away. I mean, eventually, she does save her, but she didn't do like that great to me.
No, she didn't.
The funny thing is, right after that, so instead of her like going back, they show her and getting a tattoo, which means, I guess that means she's a part of the club now. Like,
Yeah.
for real.
I was wondering, I'm wondering how come security is not breaking up this fight. People are standing around while this fight is going on. Nobody's trying to break it up or intervene or anything. And at one point in time, you see people in the background just standing around watching the fight.
I know, taping.
I was like, I've never been in a bar in a club and a fight breaks out and nobody is trying to separate these people fighting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So after she gets, like, they show her getting her tattoo, and then they show her on another job, but they don't show us what happened on this job. She was just upstairs doing something, and all of a sudden she like gets herself together, wipes the blood off, and is coming down the elevator. And somebody's like, "Were you stuck in the elevator?" And she goes, "Yeah, it was real scary." And then she just leaves. Mm-hmm. It's very random how that happened. I mean, and they were like, she killed like 12 people or something. So, I mean, how do you get away with that? I don't know. But somebody found her because she got in her car, and right away somebody like sideswiped her car, T-boned her car, and she had to, get out and shoot them up. And
that was pretty crazy. I kind of like that shot. That looked a little weird because I didn't expect that to happen.
Nobody did. They just out of nowhere, she's like, boom. I was like, dang.
Yeah. And then she got out the car and she's sliding. The car is behind her. She's outside of her car, and another car is T-bone is hitting her and pushing her. I was like, that's an interesting shot to create. I'm like, does she have wheels at the bottom of her shoes? Like, how is she sliding around like that?
I didn't even think about that, but that's crazy. Yeah. Give her some heelys. Right. The crazy thing is after she kills this guy, she sees the X on his hand. Mm-hmm. So instead of just going home to ask about it, she cuts the hand off, puts it in a bag, and takes it back to the director. Mm-hmm. Which I was just like, what? And of course the director's like, listen, I don't know why you brought me this hand, but you need to get out of here. And second, she told him, she's like, listen, I know these people killed your dad and this is what you're all about, but we don't mess with them. They don't mess with us. We stay out of their business. They stay out of our business. That's how it goes. You do not get to pursue this. Now, if somebody kills your dad, I don't care what somebody tells you. You learn these skills, you're going to go find them, whether your boss says you can or not. Just the way it goes.
And when I saw that part, I instantly thought, okay, now this is where it turns to John Wick. This is now going to be just a John Wick movie. And I did not want
It's pretty much what it did.
Yeah. More or less. I did not want them to do that. I wanted it to be something different. I was like, now we got to see the rest of this movie, her running away from people trying to kill her now. And if it's not this movie, then it's going to be the next movie.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But that's kind of what they wanted, because when she gets turned down by the director, she goes right to Winston. Mm-hmm. And he does kind of tell her the same thing. He's like, listen, you should listen to your mom on this one. Because the director. But she calls her the mom for whatever reason in Russian. And she's like, well, I'm not going to do that. So you can either help me or I'm just going to figure it out on my own. And he seems like from the beginning when he met her, he seemed like he had a soft spot for her. Mm-hmm. He has a soft spot for John Wick too, even though he betrayed him a couple times. But he still did a lot more for John than most of the people in here did. Mm-hmm. But he is about himself first. So, he kind of helps her get started. The problem is the people that they're looking for, like, nobody knows where their base of operations are. Mm-hmm. People have ideas. So she turns him on to, and I kind of forgot he was in this. If you're a Walking Dead fan, it's Daryl. I think his real name is Norman Remus. Mm-hmm. And here, I forget what they called him. It'll come up in a minute. But
were you surprised to see? He's not a bellhop, but the guy that runs the front desk at the Continental. I was surprised to see him in the movie, and then I was watching. I'm like, is he CGI? Is this really him? because I thought he died before this movie was in production. I thought
I think he died during production, but they could have easily.
Oh no, this is his last movie. This is him. But as I was, I didn't know that till after the movie. I looked it up, but I thought they might have been using old excerpts from John Wick movies that they did not use,
which they could,
because with the things that he was saying, he wasn't saying anything that was relevant. It was stuff that could have been taken from a John Wick movie and just spliced and placed into this.
Yeah, they could have done that easily. So the Daniel Pine is who Norman Remus plays, and he is somebody that the assassin group, the cult, is coming after next. So she goes. Winston, with his connection to the Continental, gets this from the operator ladies, and gets a hard copy, and so sends her that way. And of course, he's hiding out in a Continental, but he already knows there's assassins outside waiting for him, to the point where there's a $2 million price on his head, and then there's a woman who watches. Eve go to his room, go towards his room. So she's thinking, okay, she's an assassin. She's here to kill him and take care of our problem. And then there's a sniper watching the room who sees her and is like, okay, yeah, it's gonna go down. We're good, everything. Now, when she gets there, I don't think she had intent to kill him unless she had to. But of course, she goes in with the gun out and runs into a little girl, which I don't think she was expecting. So then, Price gets the drop on her, and now, it's an idea of, what do we do now? Because the second, she explains herself to him, she realizes was her from back when she was a kid. This is the same exact situation.
Yeah,
he's the dad. She's the little girl. He's got his little girl, and they're coming after him because he wanted to get her out. So of course now they're going to team up. Go from almost getting killed to okay, let's team up, because he can help her find them. But of course that's easier said than done,
right?
Because they get away. And he's got so many people on him. She tries to help.
Well, what ends up happening is once
the contract went up.
Yeah, she doubled it. She doubled it from $2 million to $4 million. So then all of those assassins that were in the lobby, they said, okay, well, let's go get them. So they were trying to apply pressure to make him make a move, and which worked, because she was expecting him to run right into her. And that's kind of what happened.
That's pretty much what happened, because he got shot couple times point blank, but now they're still risking a lot, because aren't they basically doing business on consecrated grounds?
Yes, and that's what I was thinking too. I was like, nobody's supposed to be doing all this shooting and fighting. What's happening?
They didn't care. They were figuring it was worth it for $4 million, I guess. But the
messed up thing is that means you break the rule, and we see what happens.
Oh yeah. So they get the little girl. And she goes back to the count. Does we call himself the chancellor or something like that?
Yes. And her, I think her name was Ella, the little girl.
So now Eve goes back to the Continental and hooks up with the weapons guy, and so she's gonna gear up, and she's gonna go find this little girl. She's gonna go find these people and get her revenge. Now, before she gets a chance to do that, they send people right into his shop, and him and her have to fight these idiots off before they, she gets geared up. And I like this guy. I don't remember seeing him before, but I like him better than the older guy who makes all the suits and stuff. This guy was funny.
Oh yeah. His name was Frank.
Yep, Frank.
Yeah, and he says that, he says, I'm gonna be Frank.
I know.
He says that, and his name tag said Frank.
So they fight these guys off, and then together, and she apologizes for his shop getting blown up because he hooks her up with what she needs, even a car, and then she makes her way. She makes her way to where she needs to go and find out how to get there and all this fun stuff.
Hold on. As he's giving her, she's trying to decide what she's going to buy, and assassins just bum rush that place. Like they just run in and just start shooting, messes up this guy's crib, his shop. And I was thinking, like, man, I wonder if he's gonna make her pay for all of this damage because she's blowing up different rooms.
Yeah,
he's shooting, but he gets shot in the hand and he runs away. He goes in a door, and then she goes in another door, and it's just all hell's breaking out in his store. But
100%.
Luckily, this is a weapons store, and there are weapons all over the place. And so she's grabbing stuff, and she's grabbing grenades and all types of stuff. So, but it was interesting because I didn't see that fight happening. It was like he was talking, and
I know
it was just shots.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Now, she ends up at a coffee shop in the middle of nowhere to find out like some more information, and she had talked to the director, and the director told her.
Mm-hmm.
The director told her that she needs to get off this path because it's not going to end well for her.
Yeah,
basically they're going to kick her out.
Yeah, because she ends up at that place because Frank says, what? He was pissed that they came in and shut up his store. So he says, you know what? Fine. This is the area that the people that you're looking for. They're in this area, but everybody told her people go looking for these people. You don't come back.
Yeah, they disappeared.
So he gave her that warning. So,
and something's wrong in this coffee shop because the second she shows up, people start leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like, okay, we know. And then people show up outside right away to take her out. And then I'm going to tell you, this lady behind the counter who was on the phone, like calling the police all in a panic. I'm like, she's an assassin. There's no way she's playing a role because after Eve takes out half the place, this lady all of a sudden shows her true colors and tries to take her out.
Yeah, I didn't think I didn't think she was calling the real police anyway. I thought she was calling some more assassins for help.
Probably. That makes even more sense.
Well, the whole town seemed like they were assassins. Hell, the kids seemed like they were assassins.
I know, right?
Those creepy looking kids seemed like they were assassins.
Maybe that's why he wanted all these kids. He likes to get them early. Now, the crazy thing is when she does finally make it to her destination, starts taking out people, she gets in over her head, and there's a girl we seen earlier, the one that was, thinking she was going to take out the people, take out Price. Mm-hmm. We seen her now, so I guess she's like the number 2 of this cult because she's kind of running the assassins who are out there. She's running things, and they get Eve down, and then she notices Eve is part of based on the tattoo. She notices she's a part of the other group, so she won't kill her because, like I said, they've had a truce, and they don't want war, and I guess it's going to start a war. So she knows better than to kill one of their people, even though she came in guns blazing.
And that truce has been around for about 100 years or so. I believe they said 100 or 200.
I thought they said more than that. I thought they said like thousands. But...
Well, they've been around for thousands of years.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The truce only been that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So this guy, right away she tells him who she is. So he's like, oh, yeah, I did kill your dad, but I had a good reason. And then the crazier part, and I didn't even think about this. They really came out of nowhere with this one. The girl who I was just talking about, who basically didn't kill her, even though she probably could have, ends up being her sister they were talking about at the beginning.
Right.
So they start talking about her father. She's like, this guy killed our dad. Why would you be with him? And she's like, I don't know anything different than this. I grew up in this. And she's like, why did dad leave with you and not me? And it sounded like she was already on this path to be in this. So the dad kind of gave up and just took off with the one who, still could be taken away from it. Kind of messed up on the dad's part. But, it is what it is.
I I think that what do you call him, the counselor? I think he was her grandfather.
Was.
Yeah,
Or at
so
least
he's
he
both
talked
of
like
their
he was. Yeah.
yeah, he was both of their grandfathers, and not only that, he's also the grandfather of the little girl that they took. So that little girl is her cousin.
Yep, I didn't think about that. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. So to me, he wasn't randomly just getting little kids. He was getting his family back.
Yes, but
I think I just buffered. Did you hear
I'm
that?
wondering.
That
So
I said
now
that he
I'm
was getting
wondering
his family back.
Yeah, now I'm wondering if all these important women that he's talking about, maybe this is a cult with, you get many wives at the chancellor, so he's popping out all these daughters and basically making them give him a bigger family to train assassins.
Possibly, they didn't get into all of that. I just assumed that these were his flesh and blood, and he wanted them to be with him, with his family, with him.
Now the crazy thing is, the sisters start talking to each other, and they're kind of getting to know each other and get on some even ground to at least have an understanding. And the chancellor decides just to kill them both. He sends in assassins and just says, kill them both.
I didn't understand that. I didn't understand why he did that.
I had no idea. That was crazy to me. It didn't make any sense, but that was the decision this dude made. And so they throw a couple of grenades and everything goes now. Eve is okay. She gets a little hurt, but she's okay. But her sister was killed in the blast. So she goes full John Wick after his puppy died because, and she grabs this sword, and I was so.
That was sweet how they did that.
She went crazy with that sword.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Ninja Turtle movie when Raphael finally gets his side back after April dropped in the subway, and you just see Raphael's hand grabbing the side, and then when she grabbed that sword, that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
she got the sword.
Stuff was about to get messed up.
Yeah,
and she did. That was a really nice scene. Whoever choreographed that was good. I'm hoping it's my boy Jackson that did that.
I was going to ask you that, man. Did he play John Wick or Keanu Reeves a stunt double in this also?
No, he was at this point. He's been choreographing now.
Okay.
Yeah, he runs a team.
Was he associated with this movie at all?
Yeah, the interview we did, he was telling us about this movie almost a year before it was in full production.
Okay, I didn't know that this was. I thought he was talking about John Wick.
I looked it up. I just remember after doing the interview with him that I looked it up because he talked about it real quick. Because he was working on that and he was working on Blue Beetle.
Okay.
At the same time, so yeah, so he's been moved up. He's doing less stunt double and more fight choreograph and stunt layout. So he'll run through gun stunts, he'll run through weapons, and he'll run through fight stunts. And then his wife actually just started stunt doubling for a couple of people.
Okay.
So she's not security anymore for Marvel. I guess I just seen online because I haven't talked to him in a minute, but I seen online she's doing some stunt double work and she's pretty good.
Okay.
I seen them. They'll put out like a random stunt scene every once in a while together. It's pretty fun. I was like, to be able to do that with your significant other every day, that'd be pretty fun. So yeah, she goes pretty crazy, and now he ends up calling the director and says, "Listen, we got till midnight to get this bitch out of here, or it's all out war." And he made it sound like she doesn't want the war, that she doesn't want that smoke, and she kind of acted like she didn't. Like she might not have enough people compared to him. Did you get that vibe, or did you think she was like, bring it on?
No, she did. No, she wanted to keep the peace because they've had it for a long time, between them. I just don't think she wanted it, and she had been trying to prevent it. Like she told Eve at this point, like 2 or 3 times, like stop it.
But she told him that, and he still said she's going to be held responsible for her person's actions, whether she directed her to or not.
I think she knew that. That's why she was trying to stop Eve, because she knew that if you go through with this, like, this is going to be hell for all of us. Like, and don't get us in your mess, pretty much.
Well, and she reinforces that by sending John Wick after her.
Yep.
And the second he shows up, she's like, "Really? She sent you after me? Come on."
Yeah.
And so that's when I was like, "Okay, they're gonna fight."
And I was thinking, like, at what point? Because like you said, like, this is happening between the second and third movie. At what point is John Wick taking extra work?
Especially because in this second one, he was on the run.
Yeah,
big time.
Yeah,
he was on the run trying to get the heat off of him, and then when he did get the heat off him, he ended up killing a high member, and that's when he really got screwed.
Yeah, so
three, they were all coming after him.
Yeah, so I was like, when would this had happened? And that's why I was saying that the storytelling was a little off to me. Like, this, if anything, this should have happened before the John Wick series even started.
Yes, that would have made more sense. But yeah. I think they just wanted to pigeonhole him into this movie, and I think this was the best way they could figure it out.
I mean, you still could have pigeonholed him in it and just said, "Hey, this happened before the events of John Wick 1." You know, because that John Wick, in the first one, he was done. He was retired. And in the second and third one, he didn't even want to be killing people anymore. So why would he be doing this? It just didn't add up to me.
The part where she was dancing on the stage and her feet were all bloody and she was trying too hard, that was in the second movie.
Yes.
When John Wick walks in to meet with the director, she was watching that. So that's why they wanted it at that scene. That's why they wanted her and him to meet at that scene, because it had already happened. That's the only reason I knew it was number 2 and not another one.
Okay. See, I thought all of that happened in the first movie, and he was trying to get back into the reason he went there was to get back into the clan or get back into the group, I thought.
No, he did it to get out. She had to kick him out to save him.
I thought he needed to get back in so he can finish. I don't know, man. I gotta go back.
They marked out his brand.
I thought they were.
Was that that didn't? Oh, so you're right. I'm gonna have to go look at it too. Maybe they did. It was already X'd out, and they reinstated it. Yeah, that makes more sense. That makes more sense, actually. Ugh, that's even worse. So, John Wick and her have a fight. He could have killed her a couple times, and he didn't. He kept trying to convince her to leave. She wouldn't. So she.
And that's another thing. I'm like, why? Since when? Out of all 4 John Wick movies, we never see him trying to negotiate with a job.
No.
So I was like, why is he doing that with this one? Like, he should have just showed up and been trying to do his job and kill her.
He feels bad for her because he could have killed her easily.
He knows her story. He knows her backstory. He knows everything. He tells her that, you know.
So he tells her basically, well, you got till midnight, and then, I can't help you anymore. So
yeah, because he did not want to kill her. He didn't even want to beat her up. She actually initiated the conflict, the fight between them.
Well, she knew she had to get some kind of advantage.
Yeah. But now to get John Wick.
The next part is her just messing people up. She ends up with a big old flamethrower. She's having a flamethrower. Me too.
I've never seen that. I've never
seen
Me
neither. That's why I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just flamethrowing people, and then one of the main bad guys gets a flamethrower, so they're having flamethrower wars.
But it wasn't like the normal flamethrower that you see, like with a backpack and all that stuff. Like, it was like a gun.
Yeah, it was modern day flamethrower.
Yeah.
It's like point and shoot. You're on fire.
Yeah.
So she ends up running on empty. And you're like, what is she gonna do? And so I don't know where she is that she finds like a fire hose.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Okay, cool, fine. It was fun to watch, but why is there a fire hose on this plantation or whatever you want to call it?
Not only that, man, it seemed like it was cold there. So I was like, it should have been the water should have been frozen. It shouldn't have been coming out of that hose either.
Yeah. So she's fighting a flamethrower with the water hose, like Cell and Goku matching Kamehameha waves. And she gets the best of him eventually, and then shoots him with the hose and takes him out. And then I wasn't sure if it was going to happen, but John started helping her a little bit.
Yes, and I was surprised. I was surprised at that.
yes and no. Like I said, he feels for this girl, even though.
But why? They didn't have any connection. They just had one little conversation.
Yeah.
That supposedly happened 2 or 3 months ago, because it said 2 months later at some point in earlier in the movie. So I was like, how does he even remember her? But this is John Wick, but I just didn't buy him being nice to her and having a soft spot for her when he didn't really know her. It would be different if he had known her or if they had some type of history. They didn't really have any type of history for him to be, kind of friendly to her.
You know what my favorite part about this end was? You know how you get these bad guys and they just monologue forever, and nobody just ever shoots them while they just let them monologue. She did not let this dude monologue. He started monologuing, and then she thought about it for about 5 seconds and just shot him right in the head. Yeah, and I thought that was great. I was so happy because I'm like, that's my least favorite thing about movies. You got this bad guy monologue, and then somehow he gets away or something stupid. Nah, let this guy monologue. Think about it and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill you anyway." Bam, right in the head. And so this is what made me wonder if maybe this is the real reason John let her go, because he calls the director and the director says, "Is she dead?" He said, "No." He said, "Okay, well then what?" She's like, "The chancellor's dead." She's like, "Well, that's better than nothing." Even though it's probably going to start stuff. But at this point.
Well, she pretty much wiped out that whole crew. I'm quite sure there's somebody around, somebody that we didn't see on camera.
The chancellor said somebody is just going to pick up where I left off, so good luck with that. But he was also trying to save his own life. So
yeah.
And then we see her cousin gets back with her dad.
Yeah.
And then she's hanging out at the Ballerina place because I doubt she's actually welcome to come there on her own. And she's kind of hanging out in the background. And then you see a contract go up for her. Was it $4 million to start? No, it was $5 million. It was $5 million to start. When they start at $5 million, you know that the longer it goes, that bitch is gonna be up to $10 million.
Yep.
So, and she just she sees it come through. That's the crazy thing. Okay, if you're gonna put a contract out on people, why would you allow the person who you're putting the contract to see that contract? Like you're sending out a warning to that person that they're coming for you. Because they show the numbers that it all goes to. You can just leave her number out. Stupid.
Yep. So.
But I mean, she would have found out one way or another.
Yep.
All right. So what do you think about this movie?
Everybody in the audience, their phones are going off at this ballet recital.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she knows what's going on. Even if she didn't get it.
So she just she casually walked away. And I'm wondering, is there a contract on John Wick also? Because he assisted her.
Yeah, but there was in the beginning of 3. So when the number 2 ends, there's a contract on him. So even if there wasn't because of this, there's already going to be one on him. Because number 2 is the movie. He killed one of the high-ranking members of the Continental in the pool, and then like that already, he didn't mean to. Like he went there to negotiate, and she pissed him off. And so he just killed her. Or did somebody else kill her and they blamed it on him? I don't remember. But either way.
I can't remember.
Yeah, he was screwed in the 3rd one.
Yeah.
So what are you giving this one?
I'm giving it an A, man. I enjoyed it.
I'm right there with you. I enjoyed it. It gave me the same feel. I like her as a character. I see her making a few more movies for sure.
Yeah. But I kind of want them to be different than John Wick. I don't want to just see the female John Wick. I want them to get a little bit more creative. Change some things up, and I just don't want to see her running for 2 hours. I don't want to see that. There could be a different way to do it.
I like the idea of being a protector instead of an assassin. So I wish they would have kept that going more. But like you said, after she found out about the clan, she went right into John Wick mode. I think the protecting idea would have been better.
Yeah, I think so.
A better route. Keep going that route. Keep showing us that, and then make that her thing instead of the John Wick thing, like you said.
Yep. Exactly.
Like she can still do cool ways to kill people, just it doesn't have to be for vengeance.
Right. Or running for her life, So
yeah, either or. But that's what you get sometimes.
All right. What did we say we're watching next?
Did we?
Yeah, we did. We were gonna watch something else, and we switched it to watch this, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh, me neither.
Damn. All right. What do you got on the list then?
I don't have a list.
Oh, you don't? You don't have a list.
Hold on. You know what? I saw something on Prime the other day that looked good too. I forget what it was. Didn't Angel have a list for a while?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember. I did have something, but I still don't remember what it's called. Something domain.
Well, if you,
because we were gonna watch it, they had emailed your brother, and we were supposed to watch it, and it looked like it was gonna be interesting, and then I can't find it.
Well, if you want, we can jump right back into Warrior, or do you want to give us some more time?
Oh, I would love to jump back into Warrior.
Let's go ahead and just jump back in Warrior, finish Warrior. I think we're on season 3. This is the finale, right?
Yep.
Let's just go ahead and just get right back into Warrior.
All right, how many are we doing?
2. Let's do
2 episodes. All right,
yeah,
cool.
it's 10. It's 10, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that'll take us about a month or so. So,
yeah.
All right.
Then I'll make sure to come up with some stuff.
All right, cool. You got anything else?
Oh man, I'm good.
All right. No, well, we have Superflix. Superflix on Friday. Last week we did Spider-Man 3, and this week is going to be the first X-Men movie from the early 2000s. I think 2000 or 2001, one of them. I think it's 2000.
Okay.
So, so we're going to start our X-Men series. Only going to do the first 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So make sure you guys check out Superflix on your favorite podcasting platforms or on YouTube. All right, Joe, that's it for this week with the Ballerina. So everyone stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week, and I will play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.